I've been so fortunate that I've had opportunities to work with really wonderful people on extremely interesting projects and learn a lot in the process. I'm really not going to bore you with too much of that stuff, but some of those projects are visible to you. Later on, you can take a look at numericinsight.com. That is the name of my company. I do a lot of training for the University of California and also a bunch of other companies, wherever I see an opportunity to have an exchange of ideas, either basic training or something specific related to a project. Not long ago, I did a really interesting training session for St. Jude Medical. And again, not to bore you too much with my background, because Barnett is so closely related to clinical science, I should mention that I worked at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation at the Heart Center, and that provided me with really rich opportunities to not only work with medical professionals, but also researchers and statisticians. I was just beginning to get interested in statistics at that time. So, enough about me. We'll just go over some of these objectives. You all should have copies of this presentation. So, let's go over these. And here's an interesting exercise. The exercise is just to observe as I read out these objectives. They're not going to make much sense to you at all. Or if you have heard some of these terms before, you might think, oh no, not again. We don't want this type of stuff. You might think so, but it is my hope actually that at the end of these 3 hours, and actually to me 3 hours go by very quickly, and I hope that it's going to be the same for you as well. We are going to take breaks, just short breaks after every hour. But as I was saying, here's what you need to observe, which is as we go over these objectives now versus as we revisit these very same objectives at the end of this presentation, at the end of 3 hours. Okay. My hope is that a lot of this stuff will begin to make sense. They won't seem as daunting as they might when you first encounter these terms. All right. So recognize and interpret descriptive statistics. This is the easiest one. And when we say descriptive statistics, we mean statistics used to describe common clinical scenarios. Okay. We will limit ourselves to the clinical world, although, as you know, statistics finds its application in almost every branch of science. Okay. And the next objective is summarize continuous data with appropriate descriptive statistics. What does this mean? It can mean a lot of things, but to start with, let us just say that you have some data and you want to find the mean of that data. I think we all understand this. How easy can it be? Of course, it's easy. Okay. So that's what we mean. That's one of the things we mean when we say summarize data. Okay. Interpret confidence intervals. So this one needs a little bit more explanation. We'll visit this again very soon. Interpret p-values. Okay. This somehow, when I come across people wanting to do statistics, or if they find themselves in a situation where they have to do statistics, this gives people nightmares. Okay. So let me just take it as a challenge that we are going to painlessly introduce p-values. Okay. You can confirm for me if it was indeed painless. Employ statistical terms used in clinical research? Yes. It might seem like a stretch goal here. Okay. But at the very least, if other people who are more deeply immersed in the field use statistical terms, you won't seem like a foreigner. Okay. It will seem familiar, and I hope that you will think, yes, these are things that I can understand too, right? Identify approaches to be comfortable communicating with statisticians. Okay. This last is really important because statisticians can be very annoying people. Okay. And fortunately, because I did not start out by being a statistician, although that was decades ago, I started out by being a plain old engineer or a plain old scientist, um, before getting immersed into statistics.